Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
The narrative is back at it again, bro. Cause man, what? A super team? Man, let's get into the clip, man. I got a lot to unfold about this, but if we're gonna be honest with you, there's only been about 3 modern era super teams that I can think of. And that's to be honest with you, it's the Boston Celtics in 08, KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. You got when KD went to the Warriors, so, you know, KD, Steph, and Clay. And then you got the Miami Heatles, LeBron, Chris Bosh, and D Wade. Those are the 3 modern era super teams that I think of. Anyone else, it ain't a super team. You just a bunch of players that's good, but it's not a super team. But let's get into the clip, then let's get into my take of the day.
But I mean, the game is going to continue to evolve. You know, like you said, the Big 3 era had its moment. The Big 3 era has always had its moment. You know, way before myself, D Wade, and Bosh came together. You know, you had, Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West and Elgin Baylor. They played together. You know, you had so many guys that's the Big 3 era. So
Bird, Paris, McHale.
Exactly. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman. You know, so like, the Big 3 era will always kind of be there, but having depth, being able to have the ability to bring in multiple guys that can do multiple things. I think that's the era that we may fall into, but whatever era or however the game shapes itself, just know, guys, that we listening to y'all and we're gonna put the best product on the floor every single night because we hear y'all talking and we know y'all love our game. So I appreciate it. I really thank you for real.
Now, is Dennis Rodman a superstar? I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm looking up his numbers. He had 15, 14 rebounds a game, about 4 to 5 points. Does that scream superstar to you? That screams a freaking great role player, an awesome all-around, guy that's going to go all out for rebounds. But all around, he's not giving you anything on the offensive end. You can't say, take me home, Kyrie, take me home, D-Wade, take me home, KD, take me home, Clay. Like, if you Steph and you having an off night, you got Clay and KD. If you LeBron having an off night, you got Bosh and you got D-Wade. D-Wade's the 3rd best shooting guard of all time. D-Wade was 3rd in MVP voting the year before that LeBron went there. Like, let's not pretend because you want to make it seem like the Bulls and Michael Jordan is played on a Big 3. No, that's not a Big 3. That's not a super team. Stop it. Please stop it. I look at these Jordan teams just like I look like the 2001 Lakers, like the Shaq and Kobe Lakers. You got Pippen and you got, Jordan. Right. And I also look at, believe it or not, this might sound crazy, y'all, but I also look at it more so as the 2009, 2010 Lakers. I look at Paul Gasol, not saying that Paul Gasol is as good as Pippen, because it's not true. What I'm saying is that he put up kind of Paul Gasol numbers, 18, 19, 20 a game. It's not like with Shaq and Kobe where they're both averaging like 20, 28 points a game each. Like, Pippen was averaging about 21, 20, 22 points, 19 points, 23 points. Like, it's low 20s, high teens, you know what I'm saying? So if you look at Shaq and Kobe, those numbers are a little bit more higher. So that's why I feel like it diminishes the accomplishments, and not really the accomplishments, I should say, but it kind of just tries to diminish what Michael Jordan did. And I mean, I just don't understand why he has to go on these platforms or just answer things and kind of include it. Like it tries to almost create a narrative. Not even almost. It does. It creates a narrative. It creates a narrative that the super teams have always been around. We just didn't call them super teams. No. Adding Dennis Rodman. First off, Dennis Rodman wasn't there for the first 3. And second of all, adding Dennis Rodman does increase your defense and rebounding, but that's not really a big 3 because he's not a perennial all-star superstar player. He's just a super max. He's a super max role player, meaning he's like a Rudy Gobert or a Draymond Green. We would never consider a Rudy Gobert or Draymond Green or Ben Wallace as a guy like, yo, listen, this guy is going to anchor your defense maybe and get rebounds, but he's not freaking an MVP caliber player. He's not a KD. He's not a D Wade. He's not, you know what I'm saying? He's not Kyrie. Like, don't get me wrong, hell of a player, hell of a role player, but let's not do that. Let's not try to confuse the two. Now, let me just take a look. I just want to show y'all, man. Like I said, I also want to say the Warriors roster, when they had KD and Steph, the Warriors roster with KD and Steph, I'm sorry, with the Warriors roster with just Clay and Steph and Draymond, that's not a super team neither. I just want to debunk that just in case people have that narrative out there as well. That's not a super team. That is a well-drafted team. But Steph and Clay are great players. I wouldn't consider Clay to be like a D Wade and LeBron. I don't think that's the equivalent of like a Shaq and Kobe. No. They're still a good duo though. Don't get me wrong. But they're not super teams. Super team is when KD came. When KD came to the Warriors, all right, now y'all super team. But let's just look at the roster, man. When LeBron played on the Heat, man. Like, let's look at the roster and let's compare it to the Chicago Bulls roster because in my mind, in my opinion, man, the super team was a super team for a reason. Now, when you look at the guys on this roster, we got Ray Allen, we got Chris Anderson, Joel Anthony, Shane Battier, Chris Bosh, Mario Chalmers, Norris Cole, Udonis Haslem, Juwan Howard, LeBron James, Rashad Lewis, Mike Miller, Dwayne Wade. Like, do you know these names? I mean, obviously at the time, you know, Ray Allen was older, but come on, man. Ray Allen saved the day, man. Ray Allen could still shoot the ball, man. All you need to do is shoot the ball. We ain't asking Ray Allen to go do some athletic plays and we just want you to get some clutch plays, man. Like that roster, man, with Bosh, Battier, Ray Allen, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Rashad Lewis, Mike Miller, that was a hell of a team. That was a super team, man. You can say what you want, man. That was a super team. And, you know, that was the year, obviously, they beat the Spurs in 2013. Now, if we're going to go look at the Chicago Bulls, let's look at the 98 Bulls roster, and let's just see, you know, exactly what that team looked like. Because if you ask me, I don't consider any of these guys to be perennial superstars besides Pippen and Jordan. There's two guys, not three. To me, a super team is three people, 3 stars, superstars, MVP type players, cornerstones of your franchise for real, put up buckets. It can really just contribute to winning and not just on a certain end, like just defense or just like, you know, being a 3D guy. No, like a legit cornerstone. So we have Pippen, Randy Brown, Rodman, Judd Bolcher, Ron Harper, Luke Longley, Tony Kukoc, Scott Burrell. As you seen, I think he called him a bitch or something in the Last Dance show. Steve Kerr, Dickie Simpkins, I don't even know how that dude is, Michael Jordan, and Bill Wellington. Now, obviously, we're not in the 90s no more. So in real time, if you're watching them play, maybe it hits a little different. But just looking at that roster, man, besides, about 4 to 5 guys, maybe I would say, Steve Kerr, I would say Jordan, I would say Ron Harper, Kukoc, I would say Pippen and Rodman. Those are the key guys to the championship. But only 2 of those guys are superstars. That's it. 2 of those guys. You hear those names, and what do you think? What do you think when you think of Bell Wellington? When you think of Luke Longley? When you think of Randy Brown? When you think of those guys, you know, you remember them as being, you know, role players. And then when you think about who really was like, you know, kind of helping. I mean, obviously Tony and Scotty were offensively and Steve, but let's not act like when Tony left, Tony Kukoc, was Tony Kukoc ever like an all-star or anything? Let's check right now. So Tony Kukoc never made an all-star team during his career, and he also never made an all-NBA team. So the third option you would say has never made an all-NBA team. Just to remind you guys, Chris Bosh was second team all-NBA a couple years before he went to the Heat. 25 and 24, 25 and 10 kind of guy. Kevin Love was also an all-NBA power forward, 26 and 10. Dwayne Wade is an all-NBA player. Kyrie was an all-NBA player. I think he was an all-NBA player while playing with LeBron. I don't know about prior because he was younger. But these are the statements that I just want you guys to understand that what this only does is it creates a narrative. It's nothing more, nothing less. It tells the audience that are younger than me, maybe you that's watching. It's telling them that, listen, I'm not the only one. You think Michael Jordan won without playing with great players? Yes, Michael Jordan played with great players, but you played with the most players, the most great players. You played with the most all-stars, the most all-NBA kind of guys. You and Shaq have played with the most all-stars and had the most help to get your chips, just to be honest with you. If you go down the list of the players that LeBron's played with and Shaq's played with, you be like, God damn, these dudes had a lot of help. So don't make it seem like Jordan was just on these super teams just like you, because there's a distinctive difference between the two. And for people to sit there and fix their lips to say this is crazy to me. This is beyond crazy. The proof is in the pudding, man. Y'all see that Coney, who coached third option, never made an all-star team, never made an all-NBA team. Yeah, we're going to sit here and say that the Bulls were a super team because of Rodman. Nah. Rodman's a great player, but he wasn't that. He wasn't a perennial superstar. I'm sorry. He wasn't a perennial all-star type player. He was a hell of a role player. He was a super role player. But that's it. All right, guys, so if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe, hit the bell, so you get notified when I make a new video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to see you guys on the next episode. Peace.